How you doing, Ralphy here, Ralphy Customs? Time for another gentle vlog. Folks, so what we've fucking got is the seat loop done, the shock mount's done. Obviously, I should have said we're back on the fucking Mr. Clint's lead wing. God, I tell you what, it fucking sits lovely. It's really, the more we're doing it, the more I like it, and I'm trying not to because it ain't my type of thing, but it fucking is. Anyway, what I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to do a bit of weld Leo. I'm going to weld these up and I was going to make a spacer that sits in here so these don't close up when I weld them, but I think I'll just tack a bit of steel across the top, and I won't get in all the way to weld fully inside, like in here, but I can weld fully outside on both of them, and that should be more than fucking strong enough. Like, so I'll have the seat loop off, and we'll have a MIG session that I probably won't film. Although I might actually, because people have said they like to see me doing it. So I'll put a couple of sprags across, sprag is a good word for you, across these mounts so they don't fuck about, move, so they hold each other true, yeah. And we'll put it in a place where we can easily clean it off after and make it look like it weren't there, because we don't want to leave big fucking marks in these surfaces that I took so long making nice. So seat off, sprags on, weld up. So there you go, that's the tops welded. I've not got underneath here and around the front of it. I might take that engine mount out to get to it, or fucking leave it to the bike strip down line, not sure. But I'll do that off camera, I'll have a fuck about. I'm pretty sure I can't get in like, but we'll see. And the sprags can be broke off and cleaned up. So I'll do the same with the bottom. And then we can move on to the next phase of the job. Right, a quick digress while we carry on with Mrs. Tiggerwinkle's endeavours. And we've shrunk the electrode size and the filler rod size and made the joints a bit tighter. So we're definitely gaining ground with the TIG practice. I think it's paying off. We're getting to a standard that is approaching acceptability in my opinion, like, but I'm sure you'll all have your fucking views on it, and please let me know in the comments below. Meanwhile, back to the plot, we need to make the rear section that supports the rear seat and stop shit flying everywhere, rear mudguard basically. So what I'm going to do is cut a section out of this bad boy, yeah. We've guesstimated how long it needs to be, and we've put a square up to get a line. So we'll chop it off with a choppy saw, and then we'll go over to the bike and see where we need to modify it to fit. We're going to have to change both ends, I think. We're going to have to narrow it down at the back, I believe, to emulate the shape of the seat, because the shape of the seat is tapered. You know, it's wide there where the mudguard starts and it comes narrow. I don't think the mudguard's going to be that narrow. I think it's going to be a bit wider. I think that'll work. And then we're going to weld it onto the subframe. and bully beef it up so it'll take a passenger. So should Mr. Clint ever be fortunate enough to find someone who's fucking got enough class and taste, eh? We'll call it that, because I like him. So there you go. Righto, so we've offered it up, we've trimmed it down, look, and we've offered it up and we've seen where it needs to sit. And according to my guesstimations, I've traced around the seat, by the way, look. It's 2 inch too wide. It's the seat's about 5.5 at the back, and this is 7.5. So I'm going to cut 2 inches out, taper it down, pull it back together that way, so the back end's narrow. I'm just going to double check the measurements, and then I'm also going to trim it off here. But if I trim it straight now, when I pull those edges together, we'll end up with fucking that, like. So I'll just cut that off a bit longer than I know it needs to be. This end, where it joins the fucking subframe, I ain't sure about. I need to work on that, because I can't just have it butted up. I'm thinking of butting it up and then making fillets out of these side bits. Out of this, using using this with a lip on, with a returned edge, like this salvage bits from where I've trimmed this end off it. I'm thinking about using that to make fillings that'll blend it into the frame, and then underneath it we'll put a big strip of fucking quarter, like 6 mil by 50 mil wide quarter plate, and attach that, weld that to the fucking framework as well. So that's the plan. Let's see how it goes. I know, so I'm hoping my voice and the sound of the water drowns out the fucking Clearance Clear Water Revival track playing in the background. It might not. Copyright strike me on Stu, but fuck off. I'm arsed, can't be arsed for turning it down. So what I've done is narrowed, like I said, yeah, it gapes in the middle as they do, because that's what happens. And we've trimmed this side to a favourable shape, which means we've lost that lip, but I'll probably weld a bit of beading on there, a bit of round stock when it's all done. Then we've used the cut off, wherever I put it, the off-cut bit, don't fucking know where that's gone. Oh, there, that'll do it. Use this razor sharp fucking template I created, and a cardboard version of the same, to check that this side's marked up, ready for cutting. I'm making hot pigs here with this fucking segment. So we'll trim that up and then we'll go from there. Happy days. So yeah, we've marked, look, that's kind of how it's going to sit, but it's going to be a lot nicer blended in and reinforced. I'm just at a stage now where I'm thinking whether or not to get a tack on it, like, to see what's going on, but it's really fucking difficult to get lined up and get straight and true, like. So, fuck knows, I need to wiggle and jiggle and fucking tiggle it about, like, I think. Righto, so that is fixed on. That is welded on there. Just fucking peach, yeah. Like, oh, scream if you want to go faster. What I now need to do is make a strip that goes up here to strengthen it and to partly fill this gap. There's a gap there, look. Oh, bastard, fucking hard. Who'd have thought, eh? Who'd have fucking thought? We need to clean this up. Somehow we're going to finish it nicer, and we're going to put a strengthening strip of 50 mil by 6 mil. I think should suffice, I reckon. Yeah, so that's next. I'm going to fuck about and shape a bit of quarter flat to make that. I want a 10 mil. 10 mil would be fucking way of OCT, won't it? But it won't move, which is the idea, like. It would tear itself off the fucking tube before the 10 mil broke. Right, let's have a go, see what's what. Righto, so after much uffing and puffing and blowing the house down, we've opted for a piece of fucking 6 mil quarter plate. Yeah? That's going to be, fuck off, it's going to be welded in there and sticking out a bit. And welded there, sticking out a bit. So, and then we're going to infill. I'm going to put some round all the way around. Yeah, trim it up, bend some round rod to all the way around there, and we'll probably put some fucking fillets in here or something, some bracing off here somehow. We ain't quite got there yet, but that's that bit. That's the next stage of the fucking fabrication. We'll clamp it up to get rid of that gap a bit, like, but it's not super crucial because it's just under the mudguard. You won't see it when it's all together, and it'll be fucking raptor sealed or whatever this is going to do. Powder coated and painted, I'm hoping. And there we have it welded in. What I'll do is, we've welded that gap up. You can see that, look, galvanised. Don't breathe this white shit in. Makes your fag taste funny. That's what. That was me as a young lad, like. Did a lot of galvo welding, no fucking PPE back then. Because I'm big on it, like, now, obviously. So, what I need to do is wait for that to cool down, and then I'm going to offer it up. I'm going to put those two bolts in, but leave that middle one off, and drop it down on top of wheel, and see how true it is, like, and then we can fuck about with it if we need to get it to sit right, babbies. And then it's a case of cosmetics, really. I mean, everything we add to this structure now, where it's joined on here, will strengthen it up. Yeah. Basically, we're going to fill in the gap. See that gap? We're going to fill that in, and I might put some braces this way. Sorry, not showing you very well. I might put some curves in the ends, just to fucking make an H out of it, like. But might not. Might smash my fucking scissors there. I might decide that when I've cleaned this end up and welded it all in with a bit of plate, then it's fucking strong enough, like, so. We'll see. Either way, I'm going to let it cool down. I'm probably going to attack it with a sander and give it a quick fettle, and then get it offered up and see how it shapes up. And there she is. See, I put a dash on, like, that don't belong to this, but it sits lovely. It sits lovely. I've been saying that a lot, haven't I? So we've got those bottom bolts in. Yeah, so this fucking lifts up and down, and we've dropped it down, and I don't know if the camera will pick it up. There might be a slight roll in it, but it's fucking not too bad. By the time I've trimmed the very end of the mudguard up to the right shape, I think she'll be a good one. Let's get a seat. Let's put it in proper place. Put a seat on and have a look. Yeah, that's fucking peachy, that is. See if I can come back far enough. I'll probably fill this corner out just a little bit, like. But once that seat's bolted up, hooked, it's going to have an hook at the front and a bolt midway. I'm going to vote for, so it ties it all in. Then that will be fucking hunky dory. I need to fill it that where my finger is, look, that fucking gap. So we'll do a bit of this in the corners inside, clean that up, level that up, put a piece in, sort it, bish bash bosh, whizzy wazzy woos.
Don't forget, folks, our Fuck Stock stickers are now available in our Etsy store, link in the description below. Fuck Stock, you know it makes sense.
Righto, so we have the back light. Mr. Clint's been up and drops off the back light and tail light that's going to sit right where this bit of flat is. So we'll put that somewhere safe for now. And I'm going to concentrate today on filling these gaps out. There's some this here and these gaps underneath it need welding up, and finalising the shape of the fucker, and then putting the beading round and setting the back light in where that bit of flat is. So that's what we're on with today. It sits rather well. I'm not sure quite what's fucking occurring with the back shape of it, so I'm going to have it off, get it up to the bench and have a jiggery poker. Righty fucking Oda, where are we? I'm talking over the sound because I don't want to get a copyright strike about Thin Lizzy. The boys are back in town. I'm going to fill this out. I've cut it up now, but I made a shape that wraps over the mudguard, and then we can fucking flip it, look. And we can see what the discrepancies were. Yeah, does that make sense? So we trace around it that way, this bit of fucking cardboard aided design, and we see how it fits, and then we flip it to the midpoint, and then we see what the difference is, yeah? And we're looking pretty fucking equal from what I can tell. the problem is this arse end's a fucking shit show. I've made it a little bit too short. It actually wants to finish just shy of this, not there. It's a bit short on the seat. It's level with the end of the seat, but I want a little lip showing like we do. I like a bit of lip showing sometimes, don't we, boys? So I'm making a fillet with my CAD, look. This, I've stuck this with fucking glue to this bit of mudguard, and I'm going to trim it and I'm going to fucking weld it in. And then we can clean it all up. And then we can cut this back, because that's going bye-byes, because the backlight's going to sit in there in a little encapsulation. So that's it. Let's fucking, I'll get that cut off camera. I'll probably just use me fucking slice and dice like, get it in here like, and fucking chop it best I can. So I'll join you when I've done that. Right, that's that bit Frankensteined in. Yeah, so I'll look at cleaning it. I'll clean it up with sander light, trim it off level around the corner so it's all sitting good, and then we need to flip it and make a little encasement for that sexy rear light. And then we need to fucking pipe it up with some round section, don't we, to finish it off and fill all this shit in. So there's still plenty to go at, but that's one little piece of the puzzle in place. Okay, so with the Franken-guard looking just fucking gorgeous, we need to make a pocket to sit that fucking flash LED backlight in. And here's my fucking look, here's me fully drafted drawing. We're going to make basically a piece of steel, 15mm deep, 56 long, 13mm tall with an 8mm slot in it, 53.4 long. And then this little bad boy will sit in there with a dob of silicone, hey? Dob of silicone corner, and we're away. The problem I've got, it's not really a problem, is I've got no fucking flat stock the right size. So I'm going to reduce a piece of round in the milling machine, and you can join me as I do, people. Righto, so I've got a bit of round set on a couple of parallels, tapped down, tightened up, touched off, and I know that we need 140 thou off both sides. So I've locked everything down. I'm just going to turn off my fucking quill feed because we're not using it. We don't want any accidents, do we? So that's off. And I reckon if we go, let's do 40 thou for a start off and see what's what. So we'll give it a swivel lube because that's what separates us from the animals. Check out the products in the tags on this video, and fucking I ain't got no lube. What's going on with my, oh we go. Oh, sometimes it takes a few pumps, doesn't it, boys? Right, let's fucking see what's what. So we're also feeding quite savagely actually. Just going to move you back a little bit. There we go. And that's at 40 thou. So I'll work my way backwards and forwards to get down to that 140. And you can join me near the end. Righto boys, here's the last 20 thou cut. Move up. Get us down to size. And we'll blow all this detritus off and flip the part and go from there. You'll have to lift it up a bit higher on the parallels, otherwise we'll be trying to machine the top off the fucking bias, won't we? But so far, so fucking good. Let's get that to the end and then we'll turn off, flip it and fucking do all the rest of the shit that we need to do. Come on, baby. Nice and steady, no rush. Right, so we are now, come on. There we go. We're now clearing at the end, so we'll have that off. We'll turn the fucking power feed off because it's noisy, not you, as we're fucking brushing shit about. And I'll show you that one side of 4 machined off while linking part plays. There you go. So over there, look, yep, we'll flip that over. We'll do the same with this edge, this top light, and then you can join me when we're fucking doing a bit more on the sides, I guess. Right, with all 4 sides done, I'm just doing the ends. I should have spun it up in the lathe before I started and made it length, but I fucking didn't. And now it's square and I ain't putting it in the forge draw like. So we've just cut across the ends, squared them up, measured it, and we're just taking it down to the last final size. Just taking it down to the size like. So there we go, last cut. A quick skim over, a bit of a spring pass back over, and that is one fucking blank. Very up. Thank you very much. Cheers and thanks for coming. So I'll get that out. Yeah. We'll give that a deburr and then look at cutting the slot. Okay, fucking doker. So we've marked out the slot, and the camera's not picking it up. There you go. See that square that's marked out? That represents the slot. We've centered the job and we've sorted everything out. We've got a 7mm carbide slot drill, slot mill, face cutting end mill, fucking center cutting end mill, call it what you want, in the hole, pardon me, in the holder. And we need to go 480 thou, which is 12mm in bananas. So what I'll do is put you in here, look, I'll put you in the old mic stand, yeah, and you can follow along as I attempt, as I cut this fucking slot. I'm not going to attempt it, we're going to achieve, because that's what we do. So, well, have some power on, yeah, set it running, coil's locked off, wires locked off, and beer lube, which I've just topped up, look, and we're going to go, let's have a look, we're going to go 100 thou, 100 thou, right, so there's one, and I'll make a mark on here. Let me get my pen, bear with. So we want 4 of them and then an 80, so there's one, and now we'll give it a squib and fucking send it this way. See what happens. Bit of a squealer. Isn't it? It should be alright. I might go Billy Big Balls on it and use the fucking power feed. But maybe not. Get some lube down in the hole, that'd help, won't it? Here we go. So I'll take that all the way along. And when I get nearer the end, you can join me. Fuck, that's horrible. When you get nearer the end, you can join me again, and I'll position your bearer so you can see. So last pass, we've plunged. Put not, yeah, fucking what? Put the power feed on, send it. Doing an 80 thou cut to get the bottom of this slot out. And we'll send it right to the marking out point this end. It's gone really well, to be fair. What I need to do then is just move it either way to make the slot wide enough to the job light. That makes sense. So I'm going to take half a mil off. Half a mil off this side and half a mil off that side inside the slot. So it's just coming up to finish. Knock the power feed off. Blow the shit out. And get on to the last bit, which is there, my own food. There we go. You hear it, don't you? Right, now we're going to move it half a mil to me. So we'll undo the fucking Y lock and move it 0.5 of a mil, which is not up here, but anyway, come on bastard. I don't like that jacker, I'm not keen on that. Come on, there, that's 0.5, a few wispy shavings, bit of fucking lube again, and we'll send it back the other way. I'll just move you on, and away she goes at half a mil. We'll get to the end of this slot, and then we'll move it 1 mil, move the job 1 mil this way, to take the back out of it, and then traverse, and that'll be Bob's your fucking answer. Just need to drill an hole in the back for the wires, which I'll do over on the pillar drill, because there's no point using this for that, isn't there? So we're just coming up to the end of that slot, bear with. We're just any minute now. I'm waiting to hit my 0 there, right. We'll just finish that last bit by hand, which is going to take us, come on bastard, there. Now we've got 1 mil this way, so not touching, not touching, not touching, touching, and we'll keep going until we hit half a mil, which is, come on you fucker, there, and now we're going to send the job that way. Oh, fucking so, happy days. Wait till that gets to the end and we're all done. Quick blow off. And we machine a pocket for that LED light, happy days. So there you go, look. I've deburred it. What I might do is round off these bottoms, not the tops, because they're going to be fitted into, welded into place. Oh my God, focus. And that is going to sit in there. But I need to find halfway, drill an hole for the wires. I'll do that on my new pillar drill. Thanks, Chase. Happy days. Right, and there you go. Yeah. So I did round the corners off, bottom corners on the old fucking belt sander on Gary Lineker. And now what I'm going to do is cut out the shit, cut this brace out so that I can weld that flush with the end. And then it's going to sit like that, but up a bit. So that's next on the fucking agenda. I'm really pleased with that, how that's turned out. I think that might be worth a fucking screen grab. Like that. For the thumbnail, like, so. Whether I do like that. Yeah, we'll see. I'll probably chuck it all back together and take a photo, to be fair, but you know. You can see what's what. So I'll just spin this over, put that where I need it, middle for diddle, and then chop this back, and then weld that under there, probably TIG it. Maybe make it, we'll see. Righto, so, there she blows, Captain. Little LED. Now, I'm going to trim the mudguard with a bit of 3mm, 4mm, not sure what, round bar, yeah, all the way around. So that'll blend in a little bit more. And then we've got to fill some gaps in this tail section, probably. Maybe just do it underneath, like fill it out underneath. So that's next on the agenda. But I'm going to call that a wrap, because that looks fucking sweet. Let me just frame a shot for the thumbnail. This will be the thumbnail. Look at that fucker. Happy day. There you fucking go. That's another plod along while we're fucking working through our shit. Check out my mental health video that I'll try and put a link to, but I'll probably forget. If you're interested in that sort of thing. Nothing like what you used to see me talk about and do, but you know, I've got a lifetime of experience with that shit, so if it can help you, have a look. It just leaves me as always to thank you for watching. Check out all the shit in the description below. Check out my friends, check out the merchandise, check out joining, supporting the channel and all that shizzle. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up and a sub, and I'll catch you on the next one. Big love everyone. See you soon.